Undercover owner visits her own diner, stunned when manager rudely orders her out. It was supposed to be just another ordinary afternoon, the kind no one remembers, the kind where life hums quietly in the background, unnoticed. But on this particular day, something was about to rupture beneath that calm surface. The sky above Ashton City was moody, clouds hanging low as the lunch rush at Willow Creek Diner began to simmer down. But inside, the tension had just begun to rise. A woman stepped through the door, quiet and unassuming. No red carpet rolled out. No greetings from the staff. To them, she was invisible. Just another nobody. What they didn't know, what not a single soul in that diner knew, was that this woman was more than she appeared. Her name was Evelyn Hart, founder, visionary, and the true owner of Willow Creek Diner. The very ground they stood on was hers. But Evelyn wasn't here today as the boss. She wore faded jeans, a simple blouse, hair tucked beneath a baseball cap. Today, she came undercover, driven by troubling whispers that found their way back to her office. Complaints, stories about how the staff treated customers when no one was watching, rumors about a manager who ruled the floor like a tyrant. Evelyn needed to see it herself, raw and unfiltered. The bell above the door jingled softly as she stepped inside. The room smelled of grease and old coffee. A waitress glanced her way, then back at her phone. No smile, no greeting. Evelyn walked cautiously toward an empty booth, only to be stopped mid-stride. "Hey!" The voice sliced through the air, sharp and cold. It was Vanessa, the manager. Late 30s, tightly tied ponytail, eyes sharp as daggers. She wore authority like a badge and arrogance like armor. Vanessa didn't bother hiding her disdain as she approached Evelyn. "You can't sit there," Vanessa barked, not even bothering to ask why Evelyn was there. "We're closing that section. If you're not ordering anything, you need to leave. We don't allow loitering." Evelyn blinked, stunned. For a moment, she forgot the role she was playing. "I just wanted to grab a quick bite," Evelyn replied softly. Vanessa sneered. "Kitchen's backed up. We're full. Try somewhere else." The words hit Evelyn harder than she expected, but she nodded politely and headed toward the door, playing the role of the dismissed. As she left, she glanced back and caught a chilling sight. Vanessa laughing with another server, clearly mocking Evelyn's exit. What Vanessa didn't know was that she had just insulted her boss. But Evelyn wasn't angry, not yet. She was intrigued. She needed to know more. She needed proof. The next day, Evelyn returned. This time, she came prepared. Hidden camera button on her blouse, a small recording device in her purse. She ordered as any other customer would. The treatment was even worse. Snide remarks about her appearance. Ignored requests. Watching other customers receive similar or worse treatment. Elderly patrons left waiting. A single mom struggling with her child was audibly mocked by Vanessa behind the counter. Evelyn captured it all in crisp audio and clear video. The image of Willow Creek that Evelyn once held so dearly began to fracture. For days, Evelyn returned, blending in. Each visit peeled back more layers of cruelty. Vanessa didn't just mistreat customers. She created a culture of fear among staff. Junior servers were bullied, their mistakes broadcast loudly to humiliate them. Tips were unfairly split. Favoritism ran rampant. Evelyn listened in horror as Vanessa whispered bitterly about the low-class customers who came in and about how they were lucky to even be served. This was no longer just about poor service. This was rot in the foundation. Evelyn spent sleepless nights reviewing the recordings, heart-heavy with betrayal. This was her place, her dream. She built Willow Creek Diner with hopes of creating a warm, inclusive space for the community. What had it become? She decided it was time to reveal herself. It was a busy Friday morning when Evelyn walked in again, this time without disguise. She wore her signature blazer and carried herself with unmistakable authority. Staff eyes widened in disbelief. Vanessa, laughing with a colleague moments earlier, froze mid-sentence. "Evelyn Hart?" she stammered, face draining of color. Evelyn didn't shout. She didn't raise her voice. She let silence fill the room as she laid her phone on the counter and pressed play. The diner went dead quiet as Vanessa's own cruel words echoed through the speakers. Gasps, uncomfortable shuffling. The staff heard the truth. The regulars sitting in booths heard it too. Evelyn's voice cut through the shameful hush. "This is not who we are, and this is not who we will ever be." Vanessa tried to speak, to excuse, to beg, but Evelyn raised a hand. "Calm. Final. You are fired. Effective immediately," Evelyn said without blinking. "I suggest you leave quietly." Vanessa, humiliated, grabbed her things and stormed out. The entire diner watched in stunned silence. But Evelyn wasn't finished. Over the next few weeks, she transformed Willow Creek Diner. Staff meetings were held daily to rebuild trust. She personally trained new hires, emphasizing kindness, empathy, and dignity. Every customer was now treated like family. Every employee respected and valued. The most profound change wasn't just in policy, it was in spirit. Evelyn had restored humanity to the place she loved. Regular customers returned. Smiles replaced fear. Reviews soared. The diner thrived, but more importantly, it healed. Months later, local news ran a feature titled, "The Diner That Chose Kindness." Evelyn was asked why she didn't just sell the diner and walk away. Her answer was simple. Because when something is broken, you don't throw it away. You fix it, even if you have to be the one holding the wrench. Evelyn became a quiet hero in her community, not for firing Vanessa, not for rebuilding the diner, but for reminding everyone watching that true leadership means standing up when it's easier to walk away. And for anyone listening, her story echoes quietly but powerfully. Sometimes the strongest voice is the one that speaks softly, but firmly, for what is right. If the story moved you, don't just scroll past. Stand up against cruelty when you see it. Speak for those afraid to speak for themselves. Subscribe for more powerful true stories like this. Because sometimes fiction teaches us truth reality is too afraid to say out loud.